You know, there really isn't a word to describe this. It is absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, Balder here, and I am discussing something that I wanted to discuss about, but I never really knew if it was a good idea or not. Oftentimes, when I say something incorrect about aviation, I tend to get chastised for it. But you know what? I think I'll make an exception. Since I got 500 subscribers, I kind of figured out that I should do some more things to my channel. 500 subscribers isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's definitely a lot for me. It's a lot more than a lot of YouTubers have. And since I have over 100,000 views now on top of that, I might as well talk about other things, and I might as well make my channel a little bit more desirable. Now, this is going to sound pretty selfish considering what I'm going to talk about next, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be talking about this just because I want to do more things on my channel. This is something that I really do want to talk about, and it's just something that really bothers me. So, for those of you who are wondering, there was this German Airbus A320 that crashed in the French Alps. It was Germanwings Flight 9524. I think that's what it was. But according to the BBC, well, I guess I should give you a little bit of a detail. It crashed into the Alps, no survivors. The Airbus A320 is a pretty safe aircraft. There really aren't a whole lot of issues with the plane itself. Here's the thing though. It crashed into the Alps. We used to have no idea why that happened, but then we got a look at the flight data recorders and something really disturbing happened on that flight. So, the co-pilot deliberately locked out the pilot while the pilot was banging on the door trying to get in. And then the co-pilot turned the autopilot to, I believe, 100 feet above ground level. If you're wondering, the Alps are going to be 6,000 feet above ground level, so if you do the math, it's going to crash into it. Now, with this in mind, this investigation went from an accident investigation all the way into a criminal investigation. So, what we are seeing now is a case of one suicide and 149 murders. And I find this really unbelievable. I mean, I don't even understand why somebody would even kill themselves, let alone drive themselves to murder over 100 people. This guy makes Ted Bundy look like a joke, if we're looking at bodies, and it's just depressing. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about that. But I guess we know how the plane crashed. The question that's remaining is why. I guess the best way to put it is that there is no reason for you to kill yourself. Nothing in your life should ever drive you to that, and it is absolutely depressing that this man actually drove himself to suicide, let alone the fact that he took 149 people with him. But when it comes down to it, I always have opinions on what happened, especially when it relates to aircraft accidents, and for this one particular reason, we already know what happened. The co-pilot killed himself. And he did so in, frankly, the most ass way possible, but regardless, he did kill himself. The real question is why? Why did he do it? And when I look at it, it makes you wonder. There were, I think, about 16 children on board, and they were part of a class. Did the co-pilot wave to these kids? Did the co-pilot see those kids? Did he think anything of it when he flew that plane into the ground, knowing that those kids are going to die? And it isn't just about children. I mean, adults are people too, and if you look at all those people who are on board, are you really willing to go through with it? Are you really willing to kill all these people? And I don't have an answer for that. It's just something I don't understand. But regardless, hopefully we'll figure out why he did it. I want to say that if he's willing to take so many people out with him, I guess misery loves company, nobody wants to go to hell alone, I'm not exactly sure. But if you're willing to do something like that, then there is definitely a feeling of wrath going on, I believe. Like a feeling that you need vengeance on something. And, of course, I do kind of bring that conclusion to something that happened quite a while ago, I think in 1999. There was an Egypt Air Flight 990, that basically crashed northeast of New York in the middle of the night over the ocean, no survivors. They found out that the co-pilot did so, and not only did the co-pilot do so, they had a motive as well. He was going to lose his position in the airlines, and the person responsible was also flying on the said plane. So, when it comes to suicide, I mean, I know a lot of people are depressed. I actually had a friend who was very close to killing herself, and I'm glad that she didn't. It was really scary, though, because, nobody ever should go there, and this was actually close to the time that a YouTuber named Jew Wario killed himself, and that was pretty depressing for me. What happens when the person who is threatening the aircraft is at the controls already, and the only person who is capable of stopping him is locked out? It's kind of sad because I think this is the first time a security door was involved in an accident. And it's really weird because this is kind of a sad irony. This was supposed to protect people, save lives, but it ended up costing 150 lives, so that's just bothersome to me. I don't really understand why it happens. I mean, I guess if you run out of hope you can, but I don't think this is a case of depression, or if it was, there had to be some type of wrath connected to it. Did someone piss him off? Was that said person on board? I have absolutely no clue, but I think the investigation should look into that, first and foremost. Anyway, that should be it for today. Just wanted to get that off of my chest, but hopefully you guys liked the video, hopefully you like my commentary, and hopefully I'll get to do some more aviation related news in the future. But with that said, like and favorite this video, subscribe, do whatever you want, but you guys have a nice day. You should enjoy life. Life is good.